Hey guys, GhazzyTV here with another Path of Exile video, and in this one we're going to talk about the Endless Delve event that launches at the time of this recording in 25 hours. Very excited. So, that in mind, we're going to be talking about a couple of things with the Endless Delve. Normally, I would make a video for these type of events where I'd be like, yo, this is the top 5 starters that you should do, or hey, you should play this, or you should play that. Don't forget to check out my build, guys. Link in the descriptions below. That's what I would normally do. It's just that I'm expected to make these kind of videos for clicks. I don't like it. So instead, I'm going to make sure that this video actually provides some context and some actual useful information. Endless Delve event starts tomorrow in 25 hours at the time of this recording, and there's a couple things you need to understand with the Delve. Now, we're not talking about a Delve, we're talking about the Delve encounters in Path of Exile. In the Delve, in the game, not the event, the scaling of the early depths are actually pretty high. I think if I'm recalling, if I'm not wrong here, I think they're around level 30. However, in the Endless Delve event, they will be rescaled so that they will be actually playable from level 1, and that's how it's done. This will be a strictly solo self-found encounter or event, since you will be unable to trade with other players, and there are some handful of other limitations in here as well. So these limitations will be in place, and as well as the scaling of the Delve event. However, they will be using the Descent uniques. The Descent uniques is an old thing that we used to have in a specific Descent races very long time ago in this game. These events unique consist of these listed uniques that you can see on the actual thread here, which are pretty goddamn cool. You'll be punched with access to starter gear to help you on a perilous darkness. Normally, these actually have 3 white sockets, though, so I'm not sure if they've actually gone ahead and changed that, because these, if I recall correctly, should have 3 white sockets, all of them. So I'm assuming they all will still have that. And there's also some extra information in this event. For example, like I mentioned, why is it solo self-found? So that's just across the board. You can play hardcore or softcore, doesn't matter. And you'll be giving the bandit reward skill point. You'll be given the skill point and ascendancies upon reaching certain level thresholds or certain depths, right? So these things will allow you to, it's actually level thresholds will allow you to get these things. So to bypass the very challenging initial couple of waves until you get to like level 10 to 20, that's when it gets a lot easier for a lot of builds. You will be helped by these things. Let's see, was there... Nope, I don't know if there's any mention of it. Somebody said there was a mention in this list here about the items being socketed with 3 linked whites. What exactly do we start with? Oh, here it is. 40 wisdom, skill and support team your class, normally twice side, 2 life flask, small mana, 5 starter uniques, all 3 linked with white sockets except for the quiver. There we go. So it will still be 3 white. Thank you, guys. So that's basically the first step you need to look at and what to expect. The second thing that you need to do is, after understanding what the actual event will do and what it means, you'll have to decide what your goal will be. Now, there's a couple of things you can do with the goal. Obviously, in the Endless Delve event, you can choose to go for deep delves. For example, if you look at this here with the Delve event prices, we can see that different levels will allow you to have a random draw for certain rewards. And there's also some extra points for being the first to reach depth level 600, right? So I'm going to be saying this very bluntly. If you're looking to do super deep delving with this event, you're going to have to go somewhere and look up the actual delving characters, because those are the ones that will be doing this the most effectively during the time frame with the limitations that we have presented to us with the actual event. If you've decided to play something that would just bring you up in levels, you can choose pretty much anything depending on which type of level you're going for and how smooth that experience will be. So I made a little bit of a check mark. So, understanding the uniques you can start with and their impact they have on your early levels, well, we have just read up on that. Read up on it. Now, we're going to be setting up a goal for what you want to achieve. All right, let's have a look at the rewards. Footprints, Skullhood, yeah, okay. Whatever. Actually, let's start from the bottom. Void Emperor, Vol Orb Armor Pack, and the Black Aura. The Black Aura is actually pretty dope, but can I be arsed to bring it to 95? Maybe, we'll see. So maybe I do want to bring it to 95. That means I kind of want to have a plan that will allow me to get there. Okay. 90 Malice Raven Demon wings are actually pretty dope. I like these wings as well with the Malice wings. Definitely level 90, I think. And the rest not so interested in these, to be honest. So I mean, the black one here and these two wings are actually really cool. Okay. So now that I've decided personally that, hey, I might want to push 90, but maybe even 95, I need to decide on a build that can effectively get me there in that 1 week time frame. So I'll say 90 to 95, check. Okay, now that I've decided what my goal will be for this event for me to have fun, I can now decide on a build. Do I need a build that can handle super deep delving? No, I don't need that. That's fine. I just need to go down to a comfortable level of depth and just go horizontal from there to just keep farming that type of level to get some experience. Good. What's my build choices in this case? Well, we can always check the guides that I have on the Vault page by checking the link in the descriptions. Minion ones, well, I don't think that the minion builds will be good outside of Absolution and SRS. They will actually do rather well for this, so maybe I'll do an SRS build actually. Non-minion builds could be, you can do EUV, Dark Pact would be really good, Lightning Conduit should do alright, Solus is not good, that's minion builds well. Death Soap, well, that requires the Death Soap chest. Holy Relic might actually be okay, but again, you kind of want to have that unique eventually. Domblow should do pretty good as well, barely requires anything. So Domblow, SRS Absolution would be good solution, good choices here. BBBF could be a bit squishy, but should work all right if I'm not going too deep. Totem builds, even Forbidden Rite, Ice Spear, even Bolt Lightning should work really well. I know one of my moderators, Tipaka Kaka, has been running that and having a good time with it. Other builds that should work really well could be in the form of Righteous Fire, for example. You could do a DD Ignition, for example. That works really fine as well. So there's quite a few options based on the goal that I've set up, which is 1995. So with that in mind, I can definitely choose to play a larger variety of builds since the depth of the Delve event doesn't really matter to me. I think I'm just going to go with the SRS and then check. I might do SRS. It's fun. I like SRS. So now that I've decided on a build, there's going to be the other portion of this. Since it's solo self-found, there's always a good idea to have a potential plan if you drop something that would allow you to play something else that you didn't really structure your entire start on. Those changes for me would actually be in the form of Dancing Dervish and or Arakali's Fang, because those two mini builds will do very well, both in for the sake of my goal, but also for deeper delving.
Welcome to the crew.
Thank you for the 10 months, appreciate it. Since these two will actually perform very well in deep delving, I think that if I drop a Dancing Dervish, I'll probably try to make a build around it. I'll probably go to the Bella Bong's build guide. She has an insanely good build guide for Dancing Dervish. I'll probably pick that up if I drop one. Arakalis, I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it, but if I drop one, I'll definitely have it as a contingency plan if I'm not too happy with the SRS performance in the deeper delves. So again, my plan will be to run SRS over to Dancing Dervish Arakali if I drop them. If not, I'll just stick to SRS all the way through. So this is basically what I would suggest people to do. Basically take the first step. Understand the uniques in the start that they will have on the impact of your early levels. So then we're going to go back to the early level stage of these. So by looking at these uniques, I know that I'm going to play with SRS, which offers me the possibility of playing with things like Spark. I can do Freezing Pulse, Orb Storms, Frost Bomb, all these spells, stuff till I get Melee Splash to run the actual SRS. So if those are the top choices, if you will, then we can look at the items. That one's not going to do much. That's not going to do much. That's not going to do much more than giving me Frenzy Charge, which I guess will be fine when I'm using Spark in the early stage. Crit attack speed, no. This one gives me Socket Gems have reduced mana cost, which would be very nice for SRS for that matter. It also grants me a level 20 Hatred skill, and despite SRS having a 100% conversion to fire, they still have physical damage that is converted, which means that the Hatred would actually give them a percent of that as extra cold damage. So the Scar of Fate would actually be very, very cool to use for an SRS build. And also gain life per enemy hit with spells, which would be nice in the early stage with the Spark, but I probably won't use that when I'm using Spark personally. And then obviously we have this extra mana regen, spell damage, cast speed. This would be nice, even dual wielding. This would be cool to do in the early stage till I switch over to the actual Scar of Fate when I move over to SRS. So that's already a decent plan that I have by simply looking at these two uniques. This means that I might have to create a so-called mule where I go into the game with one character and dump the items in my stash, delete the character, make a new, and play that new character. The shield has some block spell damage, takes a life, resistance per endurance charge, and gain endurance charge when I block. I mean, okay, I can use this together with this. That would be a beneficial approach since this is a melee weapon. I can't dual wield this with anything else. Two-handed sword, nah, probably gonna skip that one. Same thing here. Bow, well, it's a lot of damage. Maybe I'll level with a bow build. I don't think so. It's a really cool bow though. Quiver, no. Okay, so basically my plan, by looking at these and understanding the early stage, I'll dual wield the Splinter of the Moon, and once I've done with that, I will switch over to a Scar of the Fate with a Remnant of the Empires, or of Empires, till I get a decent rare shield or something with median stats, I'm assuming, for the SRS. So that's basically going to be the level start that I will have. But the thing is, to the level 20 Hatred, you can use this as soon as you equip this item on level 1. That is an insane amount of damage, and you also get life per enemy hit with spells. This can work really well with things like Blade Vortex and stuff like that as well, so it's really, really cool. So that's basically going to be my plan. These 3 weapons, 2 Splinters, 1 Scar, 1 Shield, and now basically set up a plan for how I'm going to achieve this. And then I will then just simply decide what goal I have. Maybe even better to set up the goal first before deciding the rest. So if I know that I'm going to push 1995, I don't have to care about the deeper delve, I only care about getting up levels, then understanding the early stage of your leveling and decide which build you're going to run, which again would probably even be better to put in this section here for the sake of understanding what build you want to play, and then looking at what actual impact does that build get from these uniques. And then obviously have a backup plan because it is self-fund. Are you going to change anything if you level higher? I'm not going to postpone or prolong this video any longer. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is how I'm going to approach the delve start. Maybe you learned something from it. Maybe you picked up something. I don't know. That's my start at least. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button. Subscribe for more content. Yada, yada, yada. You know the deal. It's just... yeah. It's just the YouTube algorithm gods. We got to pray to them, okay? And I appreciate any support in that. Catch you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe and keep rocking.